Topping today's news, Prime Minister Philip Davis calling on local media to tame reports on murders. The Attorney General says the opposition not serious about fighting crime. The Bahamas soon to be off the European Union's economic blacklist, and the United Kingdom lending support to national sports of sloop sailing. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News, and it is a pleasure to have you join us. It has been the talk of the town all day long. Prime Minister Philip Davis is critical of the local media, stating that front-page coverage on crime is attracting negative international attention and is potentially impacting the tourism industry. When asked if his suggestion to stifle the reporting of murder is hypocritical, considering his party's history of using billboards to display the murder rate during the Ingram administration, the Prime Minister doubled down, advising the press to be mindful of the state of tourism.
It's to pass, all right? I'm looking forward, all right? What I'm saying now is I now have evidence that this is impacting how it is accepted in the international community. I didn't have evidence then as to how it was accepted. And now that I know how it's accepted, I will say to the press, just be responsible in how you report to ensure that you don't harm your country. That's all.
At a stakeholders meeting with church leaders on Monday, Prime Minister Philip Davis said that the United States advisory was not that bad, but news reports following the advisory have not helped the government to ease the international attention on the local crime challenges. He says reporters should look to other countries and the ways they cover local crime news.
You see the advisory that went out the other day and how that has taken legs. And we are now having some concerns about the fall off in tourism. Right now, the hotels are seeing some fall off. But I ask all of you here, including the reporters from the media here, look at the newspapers in those jurisdictions, and you see where those incidents are being reported. England, they're having the same problems, but look to see where it is being reported. It's not, you don't have bold, it's not bold letters on the front page. You find them on the fourth and third page. I'm not saying not to report, but where you report it may make a difference.
The Prime Minister reiterated that you cannot grow an economy unless people feel safe, confirming that there is proof that tourism has been affected by the surge in violent crimes. Meanwhile, after stating last week that the tourism industry was not seeing a negative impact from the recent crime crisis, the U.S. and Canada travel advisories, and the fallout from allegations of sexual assault by 2 American women while on a cruise on Grand Bahama, on Monday, the Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, revealed that certain segments of the tourism industry are indeed experiencing negative impacts.
Whilst there has been some cancellations in some of the hotels and some cancellations with tours, we see very steady bookings. We are in fact speaking with tour operators. They have reported some cancellations. Airbnb operators have reported some fall off, but we are actively boosting what we used to do. I've personally already spoken with almost 10 international travel media. We have influencers who have already reached millions and millions of individuals directly. We have spoken with our stakeholders, the CEOs and owners of hotels across the country. I met personally with the CEOs of the cruise lines.
Mr. Cooper said the Ministry of Tourism has stepped up its marketing campaigns in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom in an effort to offset the negative stigma generated by recent crime reports.
We went across the United States and Canada and the UK, spreading the message that we have 16 beautiful island destinations. There has to clearly be an even steadier pace in terms of educating, certainly some of the international media. Knee-jerk reactions doesn't work in this business. This is our bread and butter, and we're very deliberate about how we approach it.
Meanwhile, Minister Cooper says the official opposition, which has repeatedly accused the government of refusing to accept their crime recommendations, has still not shown the political maturity that has been called for in a united fight against international elements trying to destroy the country's reputation as a safe tourist destination.
When I spoke in the House of Assembly, I invited the leader of the opposition, who is the Shadow Minister of Tourism, for a full briefing on what we were doing. And I said so publicly. It was an open invitation. So he has not reached out, but he's making comments about strategy that he knows nothing about.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Philip Davis has asked local media to be careful how they report on certain events like murders that can potentially damage the country and its tourism industry. As he rose to move for the second reading of the bail amendment bill in the morning session of the Senate on Monday, Attorney General Senator Ryan Pinder chastised official opposition members in the lower house, that's the House of Assembly, who abstained from voting for the bill, which he described as an important piece of the puzzle in the government's crime-fighting strategy.
In my opinion, the opposition might not think that committing an offense while on bail is a serious crime. And that is their right. They can have that opinion, just like I can have my opinion. And we all have an unfettered right to have an opinion. My opinion is you're not serious on crime by abstaining against the vote on this bill, which is the equivalent to voting against it. That's my opinion. And I am allowed in this place to give you my opinion. Madam President, they are demonstrating that they are not serious, in my opinion. But the Davis administration certainly believes committing an offense while on bail is a serious offense and should be punishable as a serious offense.
Standing on a point of order, F&M Senator Darren Henfield, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, refuted the Attorney General's assertion that the opposition is not serious about crime.
Thank you, Madam President. I believe the member is making imputations toward the opposition that are untrue, unfounded.
What are the imputations you're referring to?
He's suggesting that by abstention, which he projects today, which we said that we will do, that we are not serious about fighting crime. And let me speak to the President, please. And that is absolute rubbish. I understand it's a stretch for him. He has no conviction for what he's trying to do today. But do your thing, my brother. Do your thing and leave the opposition aside. We can have our chance to argue. Make your argument without making such accusations.
I've yet to hear the point of order, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator Hanfield. Thank you, Senator Hanfield.
Madam President, this member is making imputations that are improper toward the opposition. That is my point of order.
Thank you, Senator Hanfield.
Despite making several recommendations for amendments to the bill following the footsteps of their counterparts in the House of Assembly, opposition members of the Senate also abstained from voting in favor of the amendments to the Bail Act. The Bahamian government continues its quest to get off and stay off the European Union's economic blacklist for uncooperative nations on taxes. Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Halkitis revealed at the Office of the Prime Minister that after rectifying the issue of information exchange by updating its reporting portal, the European Union has communicated that the Bahamas may come off the blacklist when it has its next update, with the review ongoing during the remainder of this month, February.
Early in January, they looked at the exchanges that we made and gave us a passing mark and said, yes, that's satisfactory. On the 7th, they then communicated that information to another committee called the Code of Conduct Group, of the EU, which had a meeting on the 7th of February, which was this last Wednesday. And so they got the information that, we have dealt with that one outstanding matter. There is a meeting of the EU on the 20th of February, which is Tuesday after next, where they will take all of that into consideration. So we are hopeful that with all of those positive reviews, we can get a positive outcome. And so we'll have an update for you shortly after that, around the 21st or so.
Last year, several legislations were passed to satisfy the compliance conditions set by the European Union, with Prime Minister Philip Davis saying in December last year that as long as the goalposts are not moved, the Bahamas expects to be removed from the blacklist sometime in 2024. And finally, in this segment, the Nassau Paradise Island Promotions Board launched the restoration project for the historic Queen's Staircase with plans for completion within 2 months. The goal of the project is to improve product quality, tourism infrastructure, and product development while restoring popular tourist attractions. The initial investment of the project is said to be around $200,000, but that is expected to increase. Those plans include replacing damaged pipes, water pumps, filters, landscaping, pest control, and monthly maintenance. Most of the major work will take place around the staircase and the waterfall and the walkways as well. The work is not expected to impact the daily visitors to the historic site. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.